Surprise. It turns out your whole existence has been one big evaluation, and nobody bothered to hand you the outline. Now you've got the outcome staring back at you. You've just realized you've been under scrutiny all along, without permission, without a heads up, without even a whisper saying, "Hey, everything up to now was the assessment." Greetings to those who've just learned they succeeded. Salutations to the alumni of an academy that's nowhere on any chart. Welcome to the latest initiates of a society so selective it doesn't promote itself. Because promotion would spoil the essence, right? You figured you were merely enduring, pushing through another sunrise, another cycle, another letdown, another collapse. But oh no. Each instant was tallied, every response noted, every decision evaluated against standards you never imagined. They observed, not through lenses, but via something deeply probing. They charted your inner path, your endurance of spirit, your thoughts, flexibility, without fracture. And look at you, you remarkable soul. You aced it brilliantly. The evaluation wasn't in a lecture hall. It happened in the dead of night in your home when sleep evaded you. It was in the reflection staring back when you felt like a stranger. It unfolded in the vehicle outside, lingering for ages because stepping in meant faking normalcy once more. All those times you believed you were stumbling were actually you tackling the vital queries, the ones that count, the ones distinguishing creators from the controlled, builders from the built, the aware from the unaware. Now you're grasping an unseen summons that pulses in your core like an extra pulse, like directions to a realm you always sensed but couldn't confirm. Enter. Enter fully into the reverse side of the looking glass, where the true adventure starts, where supports vanish, safeguards fade, and genuine participants enter the arena. Not for rivalry, but for invention, not for victory, but to redefine triumph itself. Allow me to explain the core of the assessment. Since it's absent from any manual or curriculum, it's never aired on channels for the crowds. The evaluation boiled down to this. Could you preserve your true self amid pressures to conform? Could you sustain your passion while others doused it? Could you remain alert as the structure lulled you with songs of sameness and ease? Everyone undergoes this scrutiny, yet few recognize it. Most view existence as haphazard, disordered, purposeless. But you spotted the repetitions. You noticed the cycles, the repeating motifs, the identical teachings in varied forms. You grasped that each wounder was a puzzle, each setback an enigma, each disloyalty a selection where easy choices misled. The assessment featured various parts you didn't realize you were navigating. There was isolation training, gauging how long you could endure solitude without unraveling. Betrayal practice, measuring how many wounds you could heal from and press on. Rejection phase, observing if you'd absorb denials or ignite from them. Grief workshop, watching if you'd sink or adapt to new depths. Throughout, amid every segment, every surprise challenge masked as hardship, you held on to what they least anticipated, your essence, that inner flame, that unique trait from the start, that vibe unmatched by the rest. They aimed to align you, but you persisted in your rhythm. They sought to reshape you, but you disrupted their framework. Grading wasn't standard approval or denial, not about correct responses. It was deeper, lovelier, more intense. They assessed your core being, not actions taken, but those resisted, what you declined to embody, what you rejected as fact. Each choice of genuineness over acclaim added value. Opting for progress over security, more value. Embracing reality over peace, value piled high in a hidden ledger. Yet there's a curve. They also noted your elegant stumbles, your resilience in error, your readiness to dismantle and reconstruct without resentment. This society isn't for the impeccable. It's for the enduring, not the spotless, the bold, not those unscathed, those who tumbled so often it resembled soaring. Extra merit for collapses turned triumphs, rewards for closures reborn as openings, advancement for endings revived. The pinnacle achievements, securing your entry, stemmed from unseen instants, upholding honor alone, aiding without reciprocity, pardoning in silence. Those quiet wins, those hidden successes, outweighed any spotlight, any acclaim, any outward nod. You weren't solo in the evaluation. The globe was registered in this unseen institution. What set you apart? They chased rivalry, superiority, ascension via others, sprinting to endpoints. But you discerned the real contest versus your prior self. The soul sprint against personal barriers, the only foe, your own oblivion. As they fixated on comparisons, you composed your poise. They amassed admirers, you gathered insights. They crafted profiles, you forged integrity. Thus their looping, retaking altered versions, puzzled at non-completion, mired in basic levels for those resisting change. Some observed your shift, your elevated mode, your profound reactions. It unsettled them, sparked ire, as your advance spotlighted their halt. They tugged you rearward, evoked your past, caged you in their narrow view, but you'd internalized the escape. You'd transcended the confines. Amusingly, they're persisting, faltering repeatedly, seeking bypasses, mimicking insight, feigning progress. But existence rejects false awareness, borrowed development, pilfered advancement. No one outlined the learnings, as disclosure would taint the process, warp authenticity into show. The guide was concealed, revealed solely via trials, decoded through hardship, comprehended via metamorphosis that renders you alien to your old form. First insight, on clinging, tight holds crumble to dust, pursuits flee, needs enslave. Second, self-view, a narrative, a guise, rewritable anytime. Third, authority, true strength whispers, needs no endorsement, thrives unacknowledged. Deeper teachings embraced contradiction, sturdy yet yielding, fractured yet complete, vacant yet abundant. Healing isn't improvement, it's authenticity. Achievement isn't conquest, it's alternate play. Affection isn't discovery, it's self-worthiness. The program included unsolicited subjects, heartache advanced where finale's mask starts, solitude dynamics, where alone time fosters growth, treachery applied, where departures pave ways. These weren't mere teachings, they were rites, readying you for this unveiling, this call to transcend routine play. So here you stand at the gateway of this elite circle, not selected, not applied, but irrefutable via your shift. This isn't membership, it's vibration attained, awareness lived, existence dividing you from dormant throngs, feigning wakefulness. This realm follows alternate laws, distinct mechanics, economics, bonds with duration, expanse, potential. Here accomplishment gauges profundity, not currency. Riches tally survivals, transmuted to knowledge. Strength masters self, not others. Impact ripples awareness, not crowds. Post-entry, all alters. Your worldly navigation, reality's reply to you, shifts as old guidelines dissolve. You're no longer passive in existence, you're shaping it, not merely living, authoring, present, deliberately, purposefully. Fellow initiates, you spot them, yes. Eyes hinting secrets, soon yours. They glide through masses like specters piercing barriers. Words resonate only with peers. They're the calm in turmoil, steadier amid chaos, allied with existence that events unfold as required. With this milestone comes substance, not load, but presence, like pull-bending surroundings. accountable now to your hard-won truth. Irreversible sight, knowledge, sensation. The signal sounded indelible. Sustain your vibe amid noise. Cling to honesty over ease. Radiate in shadows, proving luminescence post-scorch. Perfection aside, presence matters. Appear authentic amid rebuilds, refinements. Duty to test-takers, no solutions, lest steal their growth. But embody passage possible, reward beyond pain. Your being, trail marker for seekers, beacon in gales, signal urging perseverance, yet prime duty. To self, honor trials by advancing, value path without belittling. Embrace completion by embodying it. No shrinking, dimming, excusing excess. No compression into unfit molds. Outgrow confines. Exist boundless. New play shifts aims. Expansion over endurance. Distinction over assimilation. Invention over adherence. Challenges prove skill. Hurdles display lessons grasped. Struggles, mere tests, not ruins. Affirming belonging. Pieces here. Potentials, likelihoods, awaiting choice. You shift forces, not tokens. Collaborate, not oppose. All grasp rivalry's mirage. Abundance allows mutual triumphs. One's rise boosts all. Fresh tactics, balance action and pause. Voice and quiet, effort and yield, grip and release. These emerge from innate wisdom, earned via obscurity, sans guide or assurance. That's the profound abyss. No chart, no promise. Your reward? Insight, piercing deceptions. Discern acts, facades, tales, to core truths. Blessing and weight, irrevocable vision. Trivial chat, intolerable. Shallow ties, unsustainable. Pretense, agonizing. Yet yields liberty. Select reality over imposed. Author, narrative over recited. Be radically self. Liberated from acclaim cravings, validation chains, opinion jails, misunderstanding tyrannies, resources unlock, alignments directing, unerring instinct, prolonged flows, inspirations from ether, always there, but gated till proven worthy, not squandered on trivial pursuits. Now, merging stage, stride dual realms, elevated and earthly, bridge don't abandon, speak dual tongues, change and routine, awareness and trade, essence and form. And look at you, you remarkable soul. You aced it brilliantly. The evaluation wasn't in a lecture hall. It happened in the dead of night in your home when sleep evaded you. It was in the reflection staring back when you felt like a stranger. It unfolded in the vehicle outside, lingering for ages because stepping in meant faking normalcy once more. All those times you believed you were stumbling were actually you tackling the vital queries, the ones that count, the ones distinguishing creators from the controlled, builders from the built, the aware from the unaware. Now you're grasping an unseen summons that pulses in your core like an extra pulse, like directions to a realm you always sensed but couldn't confirm. Enter fully into the reverse side of the looking glass, where the true adventure starts, where supports vanish, safeguards fade, and genuine participants enter the arena. Not for rivalry, but for invention, not for victory, but to redefine triumph itself. Allow me to explain the core of the assessment. Since it's absent from any manual or curriculum, it's never aired on channels for the crowds. The evaluation boiled down to this. Could you preserve your true self amid pressures to conform? Could you sustain your passion while others doused it? Could you remain alert as the structure lulled you with songs of sameness and ease? Everyone undergoes this scrutiny, yet few recognize it. Most view existence as haphazard, disordered, purposeless. But you spotted the repetitions. You noticed the cycles, the repeating motifs, the identical teachings in varied forms. You grasped that each wounder was a puzzle, each setback an enigma, each disloyalty a selection where easy choices misled. The assessment featured various parts you didn't realize you were navigating. There was isolation training, gauging how long you could endure solitude without unraveling. Betrayal practice, measuring how many wounds you could heal from and press on. Rejection phase, observing if you'd absorb denials or ignite from them. Grief workshop, watching if you'd sink or adapt to new depths. Throughout, amid every segment, every surprise challenge masked as hardship, you held on to what they least anticipated, your essence, that inner flame, that unique trait from the start, that vibe unmatched by the rest. They aimed to align you, but you persisted in your rhythm. They sought to reshape you, but you disrupted their framework. Grading wasn't standard approval or denial, not about correct responses. It was deeper, lovelier, more intense. They assessed your core being, not actions taken, but those resisted, what you declined to embody, what you rejected as fact. Each choice of genuineness over acclaim added value. Opting for progress over security, more value. Embracing reality over peace, value piled high in a hidden ledger. Yet there's a curve. They also noted your elegant stumbles, your resilience in error, your readiness to dismantle and reconstruct without resentment. This society isn't for the impeccable, it's for the enduring, not the spotless, the bold, not those unscathed, those who tumbled so often it resembled soaring. Extra merit for collapses turned triumphs, rewards for closures reborn as openings, advancement for endings revived. The pinnacle achievements, securing your entry, stemmed from unseen instants, upholding honor alone, aiding without reciprocity, pardoning in silence. Those quiet wins, those hidden successes, outweighed any spotlight, any acclaim, any outward nod. You weren't solo in the evaluation. The globe was registered in this unseen institution. What set you apart? They chased rivalry, superiority, ascension via others, sprinting to endpoints. But you discerned the real contest versus your prior self. The soul sprint against personal barriers, the only foe, your own oblivion. As they fixated on comparisons, you composed your poise. They amassed admirers, you gathered insights. They crafted profiles, you forged integrity. Thus their looping, retaking altered versions, puzzled at non-completion, mired in basic levels for those resisting change. Some observed your shift, your elevated mode, your profound reactions. It unsettled them, sparked ire, as your advance spotlighted their halt. They tugged you rearward, evoked your past, caged you in their narrow view, but you'd internalized the escape. You'd transcended the confines. Amusingly, they're persisting, faltering repeatedly, seeking bypasses, mimicking insight, feigning progress. But existence rejects false awareness, borrowed development, pilfered advancement. No one outlined the learnings, as disclosure would taint the process, warp authenticity into show. The guide was concealed, revealed solely via trials, decoded through hardship, comprehended via metamorphosis that renders you alien to your old form. First insight, on clinging, tight holds crumble to dust, pursuits flee, needs enslave. Second, self-view, a narrative, a guise, rewritable anytime. Third, authority, true strength whispers, needs no endorsement, thrives unacknowledged. Deeper teachings embraced contradiction, sturdy yet yielding, fractured yet complete, vacant yet abundant. Healing isn't improvement, it's authenticity. Achievement isn't conquest, it's alternate play. Affection isn't discovery, it's self-worthiness. The program included unsolicited subjects, heartache advanced where finale's mask starts, solitude dynamics, where alone time fosters growth, treachery applied, where departures pave ways. These weren't mere teachings. They were rites, readying you for this unveiling, this call to transcend routine play. So here you stand at the gateway of this elite circle, not selected, not applied, but irrefutable via your shift. This isn't membership. It's vibration attained, awareness lived, existence dividing you from dormant throngs, feigning wakefulness. This realm follows alternate laws, distinct mechanics, economics, bonds with duration, expanse, potential. Here accomplishment gauges profundity, not currency. Riches tally survivals, transmuted to knowledge. Strength masters self, not others. Impact ripples awareness, not crowds. Post-entry, all alters. Your worldly navigation, reality's reply to you, shifts as old guidelines dissolve. You're no longer passive in existence, you're shaping it, not merely living, authoring, present, deliberately, purposefully. Fellow initiates, you spot them, yes. Eyes hinting secrets, soon yours. They glide through masses like specters, piercing barriers. Words resonate only with peers. They're the calm in turmoil, steadier amid chaos, allied with existence that events unfold as required. With this milestone comes substance, not load, but presence, like pull-bending surroundings, accountable now to your hard-won truth. Irreversible sight, knowledge, sensation. The signal sounded, indelible. Sustain your vibe amid noise. Cling to honesty over ease. Radiate in shadows, proving luminescence post-scorch. Perfection aside, presence matters. Appear authentic amid rebuilds, refinements. Duty to test takers, no solutions, lest steal their growth. But embody passage possible, reward beyond pain. Your being, trail marker for seekers, beacon in gales, signal urging perseverance, yet prime duty. To self, honor trials by advancing, value path without belittling. Embrace completion by embodying it. No shrinking, dimming, excusing excess. No compression into unfit molds. Outgrow confines, exist boundless. New play shifts aims, expansion over endurance. Distinction over assimilation, invention over adherence. Challenges prove skill. Hurdles display lessons grasped. Struggles, mere tests, not ruins, affirming belonging. Pieces here, potentials, likelihoods, awaiting choice. You shift forces, not tokens. Collaborate, not oppose. All grasp rivalry's mirage. Abundance allows mutual triumphs. One's rise boosts all. Fresh tactics. Balance action and pause, voice and quiet, effort and yield, grip and release. These emerge from innate wisdom, earned via obscurity, sans guide or assurance. That's the profound abyss. No chart, no promise. Your reward? Insight, piercing deceptions. Discern acts, facades, tales, to core truths. Blessing and weight, irrevocable vision. Trivial chat, intolerable. Shallow ties, unsustainable. Pretense agonizing, yet yields liberty. Select reality over imposed. Author narrative over recited. Be radically self. Liberated from acclaim cravings, validation chains, opinion jails, misunderstanding tyrannies. Resources unlock, alignments directing, unerring instinct, prolonged flows, inspirations from ether. Always there, but gated till proof.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever been overlooked, underestimated, or even dismissed? Maybe it was a boss who didn't see your potential, a friend who took you for granted, or even a partner who made you feel like you weren't enough. It hurts, doesn't it? That feeling of being unseen, unappreciated, like your worth was invisible to everyone but you. But here's the truth. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see it. And one day, when you rise, when you become the person you were always meant to be, they'll look at you and wish they had treated you better. Think about it. How many times have you heard stories of people who were once ignored, only to later achieve something extraordinary? The artist whose work was rejected 100 times before their masterpiece went viral. The entrepreneur who was laughed at for their crazy idea before it changed an industry. The quiet, unassuming person who everyone underestimated, only to watch them rise to the top. The thing is, their success wasn't just about talent or luck, it was about mindset. They chose to focus on their growth, not their setbacks. They used every no, every doubt, every moment of being overlooked as fuel to keep going. And that's the key. When you stop waiting for validation from others and start believing in yourself, everything changes. Imagine this. You're climbing a mountain. It's steep, it's exhausting, and there are people at the base telling you it's not worth it. But you keep climbing, you stumble, you fall, but you get back up. And then one day, you reach the summit. You look down, and suddenly those same people are cheering for you. They're amazed at how far you've come. But here's the thing, you didn't climb for them, you climbed for you. So how do you get there? How do you rise above the noise and the doubt? It starts with a decision. A decision to stop letting other people's opinions define you. A decision to focus on your goals, your growth, and your happiness. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not tear you down. Invest in yourself, your skills, your passions, your dreams. And most importantly, don't let the fear of failure or rejection stop you. Every no is just a step closer to a yes. Here's the powerful truth. When you rise, they'll wish they treated you better. But by then, it won't matter, because you'll be too busy living your best life, too focused on your journey to look back. So what's your mountain? What's the dream you've been putting off because you're afraid of what others might think? Today, I challenge you to take that first step. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to see your worth. Start believing in yourself, and watch how your life transforms. Remember, you don't rise to prove people wrong. You rise to prove yourself right. And when you do, the world will notice. So go ahead, rise, because the best revenge is success, and the best validation comes from within. Let's get it. Now tell me in the comments, what's one thing you're going to do today to start rising? Let's inspire each other. Let's grow together. And remember, when you rise, they'll wish they treated you better, but by then you'll already be unstoppable. There's a power that lies within us all, a silent power. It's not about the words we speak, but the energy we carry, the presence we exude. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever been in a room and without saying a word, someone's energy just commanded your attention? That, my friend, is the power of a person who knows their worth. Your energy will shake them before you even speak. Let that sink in. When you walk into a room with purpose, when you've mastered your inner strength, you don't need to say a thing. People will feel it, they'll notice it. Your silence becomes the loudest message you could send. But sometimes, it's not easy to tap into that strength. We've all been there, doubting ourselves, seeking validation, questioning our worth. But what if I told you that true power is in not needing to explain yourself? True power is in knowing your value, even when others don't see it. Take silence, for example. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength in its purest form. Silence is the ultimate revenge. When they expect you to react, to beg for attention, to defend yourself, don't. Let your absence speak for you. Let the distance teach them the lesson they never learned. You've probably experienced it, the people who take your kindness for granted, the ones who walked away when you needed them the most. They thought you were weak, that you would always be there for them, that they could use you and leave you behind without consequences. But here's the truth. Nothing hurts more than a silent goodbye. When you walk away with grace, without drama, without needing to shout it out to the world, that's when they realize what they lost. Now I know rejection hurts, it stings, but what if I told you that rejection was never a reflection of your worth? It was just divine protection. Sometimes life removes people from our lives because they can't handle our true potential. They can't see what's coming. But God, the universe, life, whatever you believe in, will always elevate you while they watch in regret. They took your kindness for granted, they dismissed your value, and now they have to face the consequences of their actions. And you just keep moving forward. You don't need to rub it in their faces, but they'll feel it. Your success will be their greatest regret. When you master your mind, you master your power. People will try to play you, misunderstand you, and push you to your limits. But remember, they played you once, but never again. They mistook your kindness for weakness, and now they regret it. Here's the key: protect your peace. Don't let them steal your joy, your focus, or your energy. They don't deserve a reaction. Walk in your power, not in explanation. Let them watch you win in silence. The less you react, the more they suffer. It's not about showing them they were wrong. It's about showing them your strength, your resilience, and your ability to move forward without needing their approval. They laughed at you when you were down. They thought you wouldn't rise again, but guess what? Now they'll watch you win. Your wins will humble their egos. They walked away from gold and now they're chasing dust. Let them. You're on a different path now, one that leads to your greatness. So the next time someone doubts you, underestimates you, or thinks they can take advantage of you, let them. Keep your distance. Let your silence be the loudest message you send. Let them watch you succeed and let them regret the day they underestimated your power. Because you know what? They thought you needed them, but now they'll see that you can win alone. You've always been enough. Remember, real power moves in silence. It doesn't need to explain, justify, or beg for attention. So walk in that power, own it, and let the world watch you rise. In life, there will always be people who try to provoke you, challenge you, or test your limits. Some will do it intentionally, others without realizing it, but the result is the same. They want to see you react. They want to see you lose your cool, to raise your voice, to defend yourself. They want to draw you into their drama, into their chaos. But here's the powerful truth: the less you react, the more they suffer. When you refuse to engage in their game, you take away their power. You stop them from controlling your emotions. You refuse to let them dictate how you feel, and that drives them crazy. Why? Because when people can no longer provoke you, they lose their control over you. Think about it. The more you respond, whether with anger, frustration, or even defensiveness, the more you give them exactly what they want. You give them your energy. You give them your time. You let them pull you out of your peace and into their chaos. And every time you react, you're feeding the fire. But the moment you choose to stay calm, stay composed, and remain silent, that's when everything changes. When they try to provoke you and you don't react, you show them that they have no power over you. You're unshaken. You've learned that you don't need to give an explanation or waste your energy on people who are trying to bring you down. You don't owe anyone your reaction. In fact, your silence becomes more powerful than any response you could give. It confuses them. It unsettles them. They're waiting for you to snap, to get defensive, to argue back. But when you refuse to give them that, when you remain composed and focused on your peace, they're left with nothing. The less you react, the more they are forced to face themselves. They begin to realize that their tactics don't work on you anymore. And while you remain calm and collected, they're the ones who start to feel uncomfortable. They'll start questioning themselves. Why didn't you react? Why didn't you fall into their trap? But you know something they don't. Their negativity has no power over you. Their attempt to control your emotions has failed, and that is the greatest punishment for them. The more they push, the more you remain unmoved. They will eventually realize that their words, their actions, have no effect on you, and that's when they start to suffer. In the end, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about protecting your peace, maintaining your composure, and not allowing anyone to steal your joy. By refusing to react, you remain in control. You control your emotions, you control your energy, you control your peace. And when you choose to not engage with negativity, you win. They lose. They're left frustrated, confused, and powerless. And you remain strong, calm, and focused on what truly matters. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember, the less you react, the more they suffer. Their attempts will not shake you. Their negativity will not break you, and your peace, it will remain untouched. Let me ask you this. How many times have you replayed someone's disrespect in your mind, searching for answers, wondering what you could have done differently? It's exhausting, isn't it? That feeling of betrayal, of being undervalued, it lingers, pulling you into a cycle of overthinking and self-doubt. But today, I want you to hear this loud and clear. That disrespect should be your closure. You don't need a heartfelt apology, a a long-winded explanation, or a moment of recognition from them to move on. Their actions, the way they treated you, are all the closure you need. Think about it. When someone disrespects you, they're showing you exactly who they are. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their character, and yet so often we stay stuck waiting for something that will never come. A change of heart, a moment of accountability, or even just a shred of remorse. But here's the truth. You don't need any of that. Their disrespect was the moment you needed to wake up to see the situation for what it truly is, and to walk away with your dignity intact. Imagine this. You're holding onto a broken rope, and the more you cling to it, the deeper the cuts in your hands. That's what holding on to disrespect feels like. It hurts, it drains you, and it keeps you tied to someone who doesn't deserve your energy. But when you let go, when you decide that their disrespect is the end of the story, you free yourself. You stop waiting for closure from someone who isn't capable of giving it, and you start creating your own. Here's what I want you to remember. Closure isn't something you get from someone else, it's something you give yourself. It's the moment you say, I deserve better, and I refuse to settle for less. When you embrace this mindset, everything changes. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. You stop defending your worth to those who don't value it. And most importantly, you stop allowing disrespect to take up space in your life. Instead, you channel that energy into growth. You focus on your peace, your happiness, and your future. And let me tell you, there's nothing more powerful than someone who chooses themselves over the chaos others bring. Because here's what happens when you let their disrespect be your closure. You rise, you heal, and you move forward with a strength they'll never understand. While they stay stuck in their patterns, you're out there building a life that reflects your worth. A life filled with respect, love, and fulfillment. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't beg for an explanation. Don't wait for an apology. Take it as a sign, a gift even, that it's time to close that chapter and start a new one. Let their actions be the period at the end of the sentence, not a comma that keeps you lingering in uncertainty. You deserve people who uplift you, who see your value, and who treat you with the respect you give so freely. And if someone can't do that, let them go. Because in the end, their disrespect isn't your burden to carry, it's your reason to move on. And in moving on, you reclaim your power, your peace, and your purpose. So let that disrespect be your closure. Walk away with your head held high, knowing you've chosen yourself. And as you move forward, remember this. You are worthy of so much more than they ever gave. Choose to believe it, choose to live it, and never look back. Let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a never-ending cycle of arguments, explanations, and trying to prove your worth to someone who just doesn't get it? It's draining, isn't it? It feels like shouting into a void, hoping for a response that never comes. But here's the truth. You don't need to go back and forth. You don't need to explain yourself one more time. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is leave silently. Silence. It's not weakness. It's not avoidance. It's strength. It's choosing peace over chaos, dignity over drama, and self-respect over the need for validation. Think about it. When you engage in back-and-forth arguments, what are you really achieving? Most of the time, you're just feeding into their ego, giving them the satisfaction of knowing they've got a hold on you. But when you choose silence, you're sending a message that's louder than any words could ever be. You're not worth my energy anymore. Imagine this, you're in a room full of noise, people shouting over each other, trying to be heard, and then one person gets up and walks out. Suddenly, the room feels different. The absence of their presence speaks louder than the noise they left behind. That's the power of leaving silently. When someone disrespects you, when they undervalue you, or when they take you for granted, the instinct is to fight back, to prove your point, to make them see what they're losing. But here's the thing. They already know. They just don't care enough to change. And that's your cue to stop trying. Leaving silently isn't about ignoring your feelings or pretending the hurt doesn't exist. It's about prioritizing your peace over their chaos. It's about recognizing that some battles aren't worth fighting because the cost is too high. Your energy, your happiness, your self-worth. I know it's hard. Walking away without closure, without that final word, feels incomplete. But silence is its own kind of closure. It's the kind that comes from within, the kind that says, I'm done explaining. I'm done trying. I'm done giving my power away. And here's the beautiful part. When you leave silently, you shift the focus back to yourself. You're no longer caught up in their games, their manipulation, or their drama. You're free to heal, to grow, and to build a life that reflects your worth. Think of silence as a blank canvas. It's the space where you can paint a new picture, write a new story, and create a new chapter, one that's not defined by their negativity but by your strength and resilience. So, to anyone out there stuck in a cycle of back and forth, let this be your reminder. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You don't need to justify your decision to walk away. Just leave, silently and confidently, knowing that your peace is worth more than their approval. And when you do, you'll realize something incredible. Your silence isn't just an ending, it's a beginning. A beginning of a life where you're no longer weighed down by their toxicity. A life where you can focus on your happiness, your growth, and your dreams. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their chaos, don't engage, don't argue, don't explain, just leave. Walk away with your head held high, knowing that your silence speaks volumes, because at the end of the day, the loudest message you can send is this: I value myself too much to stay where I'm not respected. No back and forth, just leave, and watch how your life transforms when you choose peace over everything else. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked away from someone and left them wondering what went wrong? Not because you didn't care, but because they didn't? That's the kind of silence I want to talk about today. The silence that speaks louder than words. The silence that becomes their consequence. Here's the thing about disrespect. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's subtle, dismissive comments, broken promises, or the way they made you feel small in moments when you needed support. Other times it's blatant, cutting words, public humiliation, or actions that screamed, "You don't matter." And while you may have tolerated it for a while, hoping they'd change, something inside you eventually snapped. Not out of anger, but out of self-respect. You see, they never thought their disrespect would cost them your presence. They assumed you'd stay, that you'd keep forgiving, keep explaining, keep showing up. They underestimated your strength. But then, one day, you chose silence. Not the kind of silence that begs for attention, but the kind that says, I'm done. You stopped arguing, stopped explaining, stopped fighting for a connection that only you seemed to value. And that silence, it hit them harder than any words ever could. Because here's the truth, people don't expect silence. They expect reactions, anger, tears, maybe even an apology for things you didn't do. But when you give them nothing, when you simply walk away, it forces them to sit with their actions. It leaves them alone with the echoes of their own disrespect, with no one else to blame. Think about it like this. Your silence is a mirror. It reflects everything they tried to ignore, their mistakes, their selfishness, their inability to value someone who gave them so much. And that reflection? It's haunting. At first, they might brush it off, telling themselves they don't need you. But over time, your absence becomes undeniable. They start to notice the void, the lack of your support, your kindness, your presence. They realize too late that the person they disrespected was the same person who stood by them when no one else did. But here's the best part. Your silence isn't just their consequence. It's your liberation. By choosing silence, you're choosing peace. You're choosing to protect your energy, to focus on your growth, and to surround yourself with people who truly value you. You're no longer wasting time trying to prove your worth to someone who never saw it. And that's where the transformation happens. When you let go of the need to explain or justify, you create space for healing. You start to rebuild your confidence, your happiness, and your life on your terms. So, to anyone who's been disrespected and feels the urge to fight back, remember this. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Let your silence be your closure. Let it be the statement that says, I know my worth, and I won't settle for less. Because here's the truth, they never knew disrespecting you would cost them your forever silence. They never imagined that their actions would push away someone so valuable, someone they'll miss more than they ever thought possible. But now, they know. And while they're left with regret, you're moving forward with strength, clarity, and a newfound sense of self. So let your silence be their lesson and your freedom. Walk away with your head held high, knowing that you deserve better. And as you step into this new chapter, remember, your silence isn't just an absence. It's a declaration of your worth. Embrace it, own it, and never look back. There was a time when you were right there, offering everything of value you had. You were gold, reliable, genuine, loving, and worth more than they could ever imagine. But they didn't see it. They took you for granted, walked away, or let you slip through their fingers. Maybe they thought they could do better or that they could find something easier. Maybe they believed there was something else out there that would satisfy them. Whatever the reason, they walked away from gold. Now, look at them. They're chasing dust. They're scrambling for something that doesn't compare to what they had with you. They're pursuing temporary pleasures, shallow distractions, and empty promises, while you, the gold they once rejected, are shining brighter than ever. It's not about revenge. It's not about gloating. It's about understanding your worth. You were never meant to chase after people who couldn't see your value. You were meant for more than that. And now, as you rise and evolve, they're stuck with their choices. They walked away from gold, thinking they could find something better. Now, as they chase after dust, they'll realize that what they had was priceless. And by the time they understand, it will be too late. You know your worth. And as you continue to grow, they'll be left to wonder why they ever let you go.